Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I may have to take a break from this video in a second because my wife is bringing me Chick-fil-A breakfast. I get those little low-carb bowls, you know, eggs and sausage, and she's bringing it, and I have to go out into the driveway to get it because the cleaning people are here. So if you hear a vacuum during this, or you hear me say, wait a minute, I'm gonna go get my Chick-fil-A, then that's what's going on. And she might be inbound. So let's get this thing going. These are life's interruptions. This guy is not an XRP chart guy. That's why I'm interested in this. He's a Bitcoin guy. So XRP conservative bull target for this cycle is $2.40 to $3, a rare indicator that never fails. This guy says, what about the highest if market goes crazy, $7? And he says, I said conservative targets. It might go beyond. I love the sound of that. And here's Raoul Pal. Watch this.
This is global liquidity. This is the GMI global liquidity. This was on that tweet thread. Now, it's a very colorful chart. You probably can't read it. If you're colorblind, you're totally but what it says is the yellow periods are summer. In summer, what we find is liquidity increases. This is global liquidity, not US liquidity, global liquidity. So in summer, liquidity starts increasing. Obviously 2020, because of the pandemic, it went bananas. But 2016, 2012, these were good periods for liquidity. And guess what? Crypto, technology, they all rose. Then you get into fall. Fall is often when the real fireworks happen. Liquidity keeps pumping and then eventually tops out into winter. That's when you get the corrections, the crypto down cycles. So we've got the best two parts of the cycle to come. Obviously, the best entry was at the bottom of winter. This is...
All right. Then we've got, this was the Fed president, I think it was in the last 24 hours.
So 12 years in or 13 years in Bitcoin, it basically has shown no actual usefulness in the real world, other than as a tool of speculation. And so look, I compare it to Beanie Babies. If you want to collect Beanie Babies, God bless you, collect Beanie Babies. But I'm just cautioning people who think this is an actual investment vehicle of usefulness. We learned, by the way, it was supposed to be an inflation hedge. And then when inflation took off and the Federal Reserve raised interest rates, Bitcoin got crushed. And so Bitcoin is not an inflation hedge. It is just another speculative asset, like a meme stock. I'm not opposed to meme stocks. If you want to trade meme stocks, God bless you, trade meme stocks, buy Beanie Babies, buy Bitcoin, that's up to you. I'm just cautioning you about thinking it's an actual investment vehicle or an actual currency.
Oopsie. And then we've got this, just in former pro kickboxing champion, Andrew Tate says he's about to leave fiat completely. He's going to buy over $100 million worth of Bitcoin. And then Meta Lawman put this out. Millennium Management is one of the largest hedge funds on the planet with $64 billion in assets under management. They're deciding to pump $2 billion into Bitcoin ETFs is a big deal. But then you have this. This is the guy that wrote the book, The Great Taking. I'm going to start at about right here, and you can hear his take on Bitcoin. I'm more in line with this.
Suspicions about Bitcoin because here's my problem. It emerged during the last financial crisis out of nowhere in that context. And it has been, no payment system is allowed by this central bank cartel. Things like this would be attacked and destroyed. You wouldn't be allowed to. For example, for a long time, you could buy and sell it, and it wasn't even taxable to do that. They certainly, the body language is that they were the most positive face you could put on it is they were studying it. that they just wanted to see kind of how it worked and how it was adopted. But come on, you have to understand, they do not want parallel systems. They do not want people to be autonomous. So it's a judgment call as to whether it has been allowed. You have to watch and see what you think about that. I am concerned that there is a back door into it, that it could be taken away at some point.
Bitcoin back door. There's a thumbnail. Let me write that down. Bitcoin back door. Ooh, that could get ugly.
I favor real things.
I'll back you up on that.
Okay. Now check this out. This came from Wheezy. Ray Fuentes just started up a channel. I'll show it to you in a minute because I got another clip. This is a clip that Wheezy put out from it about ETHgate. Listen to this.
And then the same thing with Wensheng, the Far East entity, where you had it was basically a wallet that was associated with their they had like these conferences. They had these conferences. They had companies, but they had these conferences where they would talk about the blockchain over in Shanghai, and one of the wallets that was associated, that was getting the revenue from that wallet was attached to a wallet that received the contributor Ether, which is really bizarre. Like, why is this Chinese entity getting the contributor Ether? Because that wallet then goes and sets up the Talix wallet, goes and sets up the Ethereum Foundation's wallet, and so you've got this Chinese controlled wallet setting up all of the wallets for the Ethereum Foundation. And that's just like, huh? Like, it's, forget about where they're from. It's just like, why is the Ethereum Foundation not doing it himself?
Whoopsie. Then I just wanted to remind everybody, we're at about 10 years from the Ethereum ICO. I'm not an attorney, but I'm pretty sure that 10 years is significant, because I'm pretty sure that runs the statute of limitations on something. Maybe one of you attorneys out there can help me out there. Here's another clip. It's called Due Process Gold. And Jimmy Valley says that his answer is going to shock you. He goes on to say the SEC should probably be shut down. This guy was a securities attorney, or is one.
And Jimmy, do you think it was just arrogance that people like Novogratz said these things on video, or they just didn't think they were going to get caught? Like, why would you do these sort of foolish things in hindsight?
Well, that's a really good question, Molly, and my answer is going to shock you. Like, the SEC is going after Ethereum right now, right? But they don't want to go after them kind of pre-merge or whatever. It's all post-merge. And all the real shenanigans happen. Everybody knows it. It's like the sky is blue, right? There should be judicial notice that all the shenanigans happen kind of pre-merge, or maybe in connection with them. But they can't go after Ethereum for that time pre-merge around the ICO, because an SEC official walked out onto a stage and told the world that Ethereum was decentralized and that it wasn't a security. And then the chairman of the SEC went on other stages and basically referred to him in speech and said the same thing. And they did a whole roadshow about this, where SEC officials were on CNBC, all the major financial networks, saying the same thing. That is like due process gold. It's like, what are you talking about? If as much as I'm troubled by what all happened about this, and as much as, I've been personally damaged, others have been personally damaged, but more it's a derivative, because it's the Ripple SEC lawsuit that really kind of impacted us. But even I, who's not a litigator, could put the SEC out of business if they try to come at me with this due process. It's due process gold. What are you talking about? SEC officials went in onto stages and said that we were sufficiently decentralized. We just acted in accordance with what they said publicly. There is no way that the SEC can go back and unring that bell. And we all know that there's reasons why those people at that time went out and said, they were compensated in some manner. I mean, Bill Hinman's the head of regulatory affairs at A16Z right now. Jay Clayton went to Apollo, and what was the other company he joined that had made the One River, something like that. All these guys, and by the way, every one of these people either went to crypto supporting law firms or went to crypto companies right out of their positions at the SEC.
Also, right when the market rocketed up.
Yeah. So, what are we going to do? It's like the SEC should probably be shut down, to be honest with you. And that's bold for me to say, because I grew up as a securities lawyer. The SEC was really good, and like the epitome of ethical, and they were always helpful. You'd submit your materials. They may have comments. They were tough, but very, very fair. And that, basically you track back to that speech, and really now we've got the emails that of the internal SEC discussions that were leading up to the speech. You've got a small handful of people who completely sold out securities regulation in the United States, in my opinion. There needs to be massive reform, and we've got to get the digital asset stuff.
Okay, and then we've got this. Our old buddy Mike Novogratz just showed up back in crypto.
Ex-president and candidate Trump came out and said, I'm going to be the crypto president. He got on stage with a guy named Ryan Selkis, who's a big guy in the crypto community, and said, there's enough people that like crypto that I'm going to support crypto. So in one day, you had one candidate saying crypto good and one candidate saying crypto bad. And I got on TV today, I was like, it's kind of like the Democrats went out and said, we don't like dogs. There are more crypto owners in America than there are dog owners. Right? 65 million people own a dog. 85 million people own crypto.
Whoa. Let's see if I'm still blocked by Mike Novogratz. Yes, I am still blocked from the ETHgate days where we uncovered dimes to donuts. He didn't like it. Look what the adults in the room were doing yesterday. This is Brad Combs at the DC Blockchain Summit. That's Senator Cynthia Loomis. That would be, I forgot her name, from the Caroline Pham from the CFTC. That would be one Hester Pierce. And that would be, I think maybe that's Cody Carbone from the Digital Chamber. I'm not sure. Now, in DAIXRP.com today, we're going to talk about this. I made this tweet. It's got 100,000 views. And the tweet is basically telling you why, in any other investment, people that are no longer interested in investment, they just move on. They go away from the investment. They go and find an investment they do like, but not in XRP land. Here, the people that have supposedly lost faith, and I do mean supposedly, that have supposedly lost faith in XRP, they stick around. They stay in social media. They try to poison the well. They try to talk. They try to give everybody else that does like holding their XRP all the reasons that they shouldn't believe in XRP. Why is that? We're going to talk about that in DAIXRP.com. Look, folks, if you think for a minute that all this negativity is not intentional and by design, you need to think again, folks. If you think that all these people are just people that they're passionate about making sure that all the facts are known, come on, man. That's a Biden quote. Come on, man. It's always follow the money. It's always about the money. Somehow, some way, and somebody, somewhere, there's money involved. All right, I'm about to have to go. Hold right there while I go get my Chick-fil-A. All right. Okay, we now have our Chick-fil-A. It's ready to go. I'm going to finish this up for you guys, then I will eat my Chick-fil-A. So